Hello and welcome. Today we're diving deep into something we all know, something we all love, toys. But we're going to look beyond the fun and games to uncover what's really going on, their hidden architecture. We're talking about how these simple objects are actually the tools we use to build our very own minds. So, just for a second, think back. What was that one toy for you? The one you'd never, ever forget? Was it a bucket of building blocks, a favorite doll, maybe a super fast remote control car? Whatever it was, I bet it did a lot more than just keep you busy. It was helping you figure out the world. And that's really the heart of what we're talking about today. Toys aren't just distractions. They're the blueprints. They're the raw materials we use to construct who we become. It's not just play, it's the architecture of play. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the real purpose of play. Then we'll look at three big categories of toys: the ones that build our minds, the ones that help us tell stories, and the ones that connect us to everyone else. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at the enduring power of these amazing tools. So let's get right to it. What is the real purpose of all this play? Well, it's not just about having a good time. It's about building the absolute foundations of who we are, starting with how we think, how we reason, and how we create. This first group of toys is all about building our internal toolkit. Seriously, think of these as the foundation, the wiring, and the support beams of our brain. They teach us logic, problem solving, creativity, all the heavy lifting. We're going to journey through four key areas here. We'll kick things off with the simple genius of building blocks, then get into the mental workout of puzzles, spark some curiosity with science kits, and finally, let our imaginations run wild with arts and crafts. All right, let's start with the absolute classics, building blocks. On the surface, it's just stacking. But what's really happening? Well, that kid is running hundreds of tiny physics experiments. They're learning about gravity, balance, structure, all by trying to turn an idea in their head into something real. It's a masterclass in problem solving. Now, puzzles, they're so much more than a way to pass a rainy afternoon. They're literally a workout for your brain. Whether it's a simple jigsaw or a complex 3D puzzle, every single piece is an exercise in spotting patterns and thinking spatially. They train our minds to focus and to see the big picture. And you know what? They teach us the patience to turn frustration into that amazing feeling of finding the one piece you were looking for. Okay, from solving problems with clear answers, we move into the wide open world of discovery with science toys. These things are incredible. They take these huge, abstract ideas like coding or chemistry and make them hands-on and exciting. They don't just teach you skills, they nurture that sense of curiosity, that desire to experiment, which is, the foundation for all learning. And rounding out this first section, we have arts and crafts. The magic word here is creation. Whether it's painting, making a sculpture, or some other DIY project, it's about more than just making something look nice. It's about taking a vision from inside your head and bringing it into the real world. That's pure, unfiltered imagination at work. So once we've built the foundation of the mind, what comes next? Well, we have to populate it, right? This next group of toys is all about bringing that inner world to life, with stories, characters, and entire universes of our own making. Here, we're going to look at the characters who star in our stories, like action figures and dolls, the stages they perform on, like role-play sets, and of course, the trusty sidekicks and hobbies that make those worlds feel real. Action figures and dolls are basically empty vessels just waiting for us to pour stories into them. They let us explore all kinds of different roles, from a hero saving the universe to a friend taking care of someone. And all the little accessories, they just add more detail to the stories we can tell. And of course, every story needs a setting. That's where roleplay and fantasy sets come in. Whether it's a little toy kitchen where we practice being grown-ups, or a giant pirate ship sailing the high seas, these environments are where our stories get to unfold. It's where we learn about the world by pretending. This category is interesting because it covers two really important things: emotion and order. A soft plush toy offers comfort, companionship, a silent friend who's always there for you. On the other hand, things like trading cards teach us about organization, about the quiet satisfaction of building and curating a special collection. Okay, so we've built the mind and we've filled it with amazing stories. The final step is to connect that incredible inner world with the outside world, with other people. These toys are all about talking, cooperating, and competing. So we're going to explore the structured fun of board games, the get-your-hands-dirty teamwork of outdoor toys, and that shared excitement you get from toys that make noise and move around.
Board games are a fantastic training ground for getting along with people. They create this safe little space to learn about rules, about strategy, about taking turns, and, importantly, about how to win and lose gracefully. A game of chess isn't just moving pieces, right? It's about thinking ahead. A game of Monopoly teaches you about managing resources. These are huge life skills, and we learn them just by playing a game. And of course, you gotta get moving. Outdoor and sports toys are obviously great for physical fitness, but they also teach teamwork on a whole different level. In a place like India, a simple cricket set is more than just a toy. It's a link to a national passion, a way to build a community right in your own neighborhood.
All right, let's bring it all together and talk about how the very idea of a toy is evolving. I mean, the toy box today is this fascinating mix of the ancient and the futuristic, right? You've got everything from a simple wooden top to a super smart tablet. So on one hand, you've got your traditional toys. They're simple, they're timeless, they feel familiar. And on the other hand, you've got electronic toys with screens and interactive lessons. They seem like they're from different planets, but they actually share the same goal. And this is the main takeaway. The technology itself doesn't matter nearly as much as the purpose. Whether it's a simple wooden block or a complex coding robot, a great toy is always a tool. It's a tool designed to help a child do one of three things: build their mind, imagine a new world, or connect with other people. There's this quote from Diana Ackerman that just says it all perfectly. Play is our brain's favorite way of learning. See, play isn't a break from learning. Play is learning. It's the most powerful and natural way our brains have ever come up with to grow. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world that's more and more about screens and scheduled activities, how do we make sure we protect this simple but incredibly powerful act of play? What does the future of play look like? And what role are we going to choose for it?